Do you hear that rumbling in the distance? That's the transfer portal. The transfer portal starting to heat up. Miller Moss, USC quarterback, hopped in the portal. He's the number 7 ranked player right now in the portal. And I'm very intrigued by him because at his best, he is a really good quarterback. The narrative shifted on him a lot this year, I thought kind of unfairly. He got benched eventually. And I know that I've watched him at times this year. I watched him play Michigan. And I thought at various times, man, that kid's a stud. But he ended up being a little turnover prone. And then also he had an offensive line that really wasn't anything to write home about. And he just got battered this year. And he got benched. And I didn't think it was totally his fault, but that's okay. So he'll go somewhere else. I think this could be a rare example of a quarterback that leaves Lincoln Riley and goes and achieves more success elsewhere. It normally happens the other way around. But I'm looking at that. Pete Nakos reported that Michigan, Iowa, Auburn, and Louisville are in the mix there. So let's keep an eye on that. Caden Salter at Liberty's hopped in the portal as well. He's already done that one time and then hopped out, but he's at Liberty. He had a bad year this year, man. I never got definitive word on that, but I think he had to be hurt. There had to be something wrong because this is the same dude that a year ago threw for 2,700 yards, 31 touchdowns, 5 picks, and he was also a 1,000-yard rusher. And this year, just not good. Jamie Chadwell's the head coach there right now. His name's been involved in some coaching searches, most notably UCF. And let's keep an eye on that. I'm not saying package deal or anything. I think just one thing's impacting the other. By far, if you look at the transfer portal right now, the deepest position is wide receiver. Like, there are already some big names. Kevin Concepcion from NC State has already gone in. That was the ACC Freshman of the Year in 2023. Colorado in the mix there. Bama, Auburn, Kansas State, Penn State. He's a number 2 overall player in the portal. There are 7 wide receivers in the top 20 overall players right now. Eric Rivers from FIU, I like him a lot. Malachi Coleman's a former top 100 player from Nebraska. Couple of former 5-stars here, like Micah Hudson from Texas Tech's in the portal. Jonte Cook at Texas is in the portal. But I got to tell you, digging around today, by far, the names generating the most smoke behind the scenes are names that aren't in the portal yet. So that means we don't know if they're going to hop in. Like, this happened in spring, and it burned me because there were a lot of feelers being put out behind the scenes. And so I'm thinking, okay, this is an inevitability that he's going to eventually enter the portal. So I start speaking in coded language. Well, a lot of guys never entered the portal. I look stupid. So I'm not doing that again this cycle. I am just telling you, relative to the names I just listed, a lot of the names that are being talked about the most behind the scenes are guys who are not in the portal yet. I'm not about to run my mouth and list those names, and then they don't go in the portal. That wouldn't be good. Connor Wigman, though, as of the past couple of hours, has entered the portal. Texas A&M quarterback, and it feels kind of mutual. It feels like an example of thanks for your service. Thank you for allowing me to play here. We're both going to go our separate ways. He's got a lot of ability. Just probably a classic example of a guy who needs a fresh start. There will be no shortage of programs out there in need of a quarterback. And remember, there's several teams right now. Alabama is their quarterback of 2025 on campus. Miami is their quarterback of 2025 on campus. Auburn, absolutely not. Their quarterback of 2025 is not on campus. So there are a number of teams that are immediately able to spend big and may or definitely will be in the market for a quarterback. So then you got to look at the inventory available and say, do any of these guys look like difference makers? Or here's another way to ask it. Are there any guys out there who aren't in the portal yet that would make sense for those teams? That's the way you need to be thinking about this. If what I've been told over the past 24 hours is any kind of indication. Oh, caveat. None of that's really happening because that would be tampering. Just a caveat there. We live in a world full of angels. They would never do such things.